Good morning, children. Right? Today I am going to do it in the subject appreciation of English literary text. Right? For grade 10 in the second term syllabus, I am going to cover up the Farewell to Barn and Stack and Tree is a poem come under that. Right? As you know, the poem is come under the general title Conflict. So you automatically understand that this poem is going to represent a conflict. The conflict is the overall theme of this poem, right? Okay. The poet, first we are going to discuss about the writer A. Houseman. Here also another say some of the books, the name of the writer House Houseman. Some of the books, right, is some of the, right? Pay more attention. You refer some of the books, right? In our textbook, they use it E. Some of the books, they omit E. Or doesn't matter. Keep it. A. Houseman is the writer. First, we are going to talk about the writer. He is a 19th century, right, poet, almost 19, as well as in the 20th century. The both period he cover up that, right? And he is a actually is a writer about, as a British writer, English classical scholar. Classical mean, classical means the local, right, traditional ways, right? Scholar, poet, best known in the general public cycle poems, right? Is a British poet. These are the things about, just you want to know. Because his poems are simplicity, that's very prominent, simple, easily you can understand that. And distinctive imagery. Distinctive means, what do you mean by? Distinctive means some different image. Most of them we have an image, ordinary way. His imaginations are something different, right? That has been checked, right? Shown in the screen, right? Okay, this is about the poet. Anyway, in your exam papers, you have to something you know about the poet. That is why I give it an introduction about the poet. Is it calm? This poem is called ballad. What do you mean by ballad? Ballad is a traditional folk, right? Actually, in the ballad, we are talking, there's a story, narrating a story is called, right? Come under that ballad. A story is narrated in the ballad format. Further, it has in a conversational patterns, sometime in the dialogue patterns or conversational patterns is presented the idea, right? Here I give it, why is it called a ballad? Some points are there. In the screen, there's some, the characteristics, it carries indeed a few characteristics. The characteristics mean, here there's some poet also take up one part, here, right? Here Terence is another part. Then another part is Maurice, right? Maurice is the another part. Here another part, the ballad is actually referred a folk side, countryside. The village side scenery has been brought out in the ballad. So that is why here also in the poem, I will touch you later, it's a village side. That's why countryside, which also carries a story in it. Ballads are usually, here see, they can point, conversational pattern. Conversational pattern, it means it gives just like a dialogue or something format, right? Is a conversation pattern. We could call a ballad, short story, the story form as a next, right? Then the language, when we see the language, is a colloquial language. Colloquial means the day-to-day life, right? What are the languages use it? The day-to-day language, the spoken, just like a colloquial, spoken pattern has been seen. Then, in the stanza arrangements, there are 4 verses, 4 lines. This means 4 verses arrangement. 4 lines is called quatrain. In the poems, is in the stanza. If it is a 4 verses, are called quatrain, right? Then a rhyming scheme. What is a rhyming scheme, right? The ending, the line, you know. The rhyming scheme pattern, A B, right? Same endings, right? That is why we call it. The rhyming style is, for example, I will touch you later while I show what is the rhyming pattern, how is it, right? These are the ballad. After studying the poem, there's a question. I think there's a question. The farewell to barn, stack and tree is a ballad. So you have to discuss it. What are the characters, right? So after studying the poem, the question, essay type question is, right? Farewell to barn is a ballad. Do you agree? Discuss. This is the question, essay type question. So here I touch you. That is why I touch you. You say characters. You mention from take it what are the characters. You have to discuss it. Then countryside, main idea. Third one, why? Give a evidence or conversational effect. Next one, what is a story? You talk about the story. Then colloquial language, right? This is a common idea. Next, each stanzas, lines. All the things should be covered. That is why I give an idea about this, what is ballad. Is it okay? Now I am going to show you these are the things, how is in the poem, right? The first stanza, right? I take it from here. The first stanza, you are going to see it. You go through that. Farewell to barn and stack and tree. Farewell to servant show, Terence. Look your last at me, for I come home no more. First, I want to talk about the heading. We are going to, what is the significance of the heading? Farewell to barn and stack and tree. That is the heading. Here, farewell means say a goodbye. Goodbye to barn. What do you mean by barn? Barn is a store where the agriculture products are keep it in that. Stack, hay. Bundle of hays are called. Right? Tree, you know. So, the poet, right? The poet, what is that? Say a goodbye to whom? Barn, store, stack, hays. Hay means, you know, after harvesting paddy, the right rest of the part is called hay. Hay and tree. So, these are the things related to the agriculture. So, he is the writer is a farmer. He is belongs to agriculture society. Now he is purposely he is going somewhere. That is why I say bye, farewell. Have you understand that? The heading says something. Now it's a question, what is the literary technique or literary device used in the heading? The question is, first I talk about the title of the poem I am discuss, right? Now I ask the question is, what is the literary device used, right? Farewell to barn and stack and tree is a heading, is a right title of the poem. So what is the literary technique is used there? Barn is an inanimate thing. Stack also inanimate. Tree also, right? So the poet say inanimate thing to animate. To whom we say bye? Only animate things. To a people only we have to say bye. So according to this, the poet idea, right? The technique is personification. What is the technique he use it? Personification, right? So you have to understand that. According to the title, we have to discuss this. Now I just move into the first stanza. Farewell to barn and stack and tree. Farewell to servant shore. See it? Servant shore. Servant shore means the longest river, right? In the England, right? Here, what do you understand that? Farewell, he say bye to the river also. So we can make a picture. His village also very close to the Servant Shore River, right? He say, right, no more. He want to come back. If you say bye, you are going, not come back, right? So, Terence, look your last at me. Terence, he says to Terence, look your last at me. This is the last time I am looking, right? Very sentimental sentence. It shows the emotions. For I come home no more. So here, Terence, who is Terence? It may be a friend. It may be a, right? Acquaintance or relation or something. Any other possible answer. Not clear, right? Terence, it may be a friend, right? Look your last at me, for I come home no more. Right? This is the idea of the first stanza. Here I give it some brief about the first stanza. Here see it. What do you mean by stack meaning? The right? Here line complete. Alliteration. What is the technique? Alliteration means the consonant sound repeated. That is called alliteration. Repetition of the beginning words. It is. Right? These are the idea about the techniques and things about the first stanza. Is it okay? Once again, I will ask some more questions. I ask you one question about the first stanza. What is the... I didn't tell it about this, right? Now I ask you, after reading, you can understand what is the tone of the speaker in the first stanza. What is the tone? T-O-N-E in the first stanza. Discuss, you think it enter? Anyone? Now, what is that? He say, look, you are last at me, for I come home no more. So, the tone is very empathetic. Right? What is the tone? He say very sad. So, it's called empathetic feeling. The tone is very empathetic or pathetic. Right? Now, I'm going to move into second stanza. The sun burns on the half-moon hill. By now the blood is dried, and Maurice amongst the hay lies still, and my knife is in his side. Now, sunburn, half-moon mean cut. The kill, there's a, right? Half-moon hill, right, is the cut, halfway cut. There's a plants are very pruned, halfly pruned. Now, by now, the blood is dried. Now, what is the environment scene? Then he brought the situation. Now the story starts. Now the blood is dried. Now is blood dried. It has been something happened just before. Just before his incident occurred. And Maurice amongst the hay lies still. right? And my knife is in his side. So his knife is beside him. So automatically you can understand from these lines, the speaker killed Maurice. Now he lies, his body is there, right? Everything is, that's the idea has been brought in. Is it okay? In the second stanza, right? He informs the reader very quickly and emotionlessly that he has, right? Someone has died. He has murdered. Actually, is murdered, right? The man named Maurice amongst the hay. That's the idea has been described there. Here. But the reason is not unknown reason. What is that? Unknown. He did not clear. It may be some books they refer this is a triangular love. Some of them say any other dispute. But that's not stated clearly. Not stated in the poem. And must due to the pursuit of the law leave his home. It may be because of the right law. Because right. He is leaving, he is escaping from that scene. That is the reason, right? Farewell. Have you understand that? The first two stanzas are here. What is the tone here? He was, once again, what is that? The first stanza, second stanza also? What is the tone of the second stanza? Same. What is that? Very pathetic tone, or very, right? Empathetic, right? Okay, this idea has been brought in the second stanza. Now, I move into the third stanza. My mother thinks us long away. This time, the field were mown. She had 2 sons at a rising day. Tonight she will be alone. Now the writer thinks about his mother. Mother thinks whole day, right? Thinks us. This time in the field were mown. What does she think? She thinks the field are cut it. Mown means cut it. Now they are working in the field. Right? Mother at the home and thinking my sons are working. She had 2 sons at the rising day, morning day. In the morning she had 2 sons. Structures it. Tonight she will be alone. Today, right? So here is a idea is brought it. What's that? Now, in the night she don't have a son because one has murdered, one has been murdered, the other one escaped. So it is the indirectly, figuratively, right? Writer says, the poet says, what's the idea? Fratricide. Fratricide. Killing brother is called fratricide. Alright? The writer killing his, because 2 sons, right? It's a rising day. Tonight she will be alone. So the idea is fratricide. Even in the stanza also he worried about that mother. She will be alone. So the writer now automatically we can understand that he feels, now he feels, right, about his murder. Now he seeks confession. So it is not a planned murder. Accidentally he had done it or something, not a plan, well, right? So emotionally he had murdered it. Now he feels worried about everything. Mother, how is my mother, right? So it's a confession. Confession means getting, for he had done some sin, right? Now she seeks for that remedy for his sin. Can you understand that? Right? Okay. In the third stanza, I give some points. That story is continued. That's the thing in the idea. They talk about that. The speaker's crime Here the idea is brought it here. The speaker's crime. Now they talk about the speaker's crime, that idea, even more dramatically. So, two sons, his idea is brother. Tonight, she will be alone. So, these are the ideas brought it here, right? The technique, the line, you can read it, juxtaposition is used again. The lines as a speaker recalls, right? So, what will happen? Sometimes these people say, my mother thinks, right, a long way. This time in the field, they were mourned. So, flash forward, these ideas also, where the technique we can call think it. The future, he think about the future, that is why flash forward, right? Now, the next stanza, here is a bloody hand to shake. Oh, man, here's a goodbye. Will sweat no more, sit and rake my bloody hands and eyes. Here's my bloody hand. When we say the bloody hand, the writer says a bloody hand. Why? Because his hands have a blood. It means he feels he had committed murder. So he feels guilty in this. The attitude of the writer here, guilty conscious. Guilty conscious. That's why the bloody hands, he say, is wrong. Right? To shake, oh, and oh man, here is a goodbye. Will sweat, no more seek and rake. These are the, once again, the instruments used in agriculture. Right? So, related to it, so these are the terms you are related to ballad terms, vocabularies. So we don't use it vocabulary in the poetry, we have to use it dictions. The dictions used in the poem is related to the agriculture. So it is a ballad. Once again repeated, my bloody hands and I. Here, sometimes they ask the question, the pronoun I refer to whom? The pronoun I refer to whom? I refer the poet, right? The poet, right? Or writer. Is it okay? My bloody hands and I refer the poet. Is it okay? So, he has a guilty conscience. That is why I say, my hands are bloody. So repeat that word, vocabulary, see it? Bloody hand, my bloody hands. Because he feels guilty and seeks confession. Confession. These are the very prominent words, vocabulary. Guilty conscience and he seeks a confession. Now, Kika understand that he has done it wrong thing. The feticide is, he has done it some accidentally or something, not purposely, not planned, right? So this is the idea has been brought it in the stanza. See, that the points I get it from the net and give you just for your reading. Right? These are the lines, right? I got it from some further reading. The second line appears getting emotional. At last, at least a little distress, you understand the meaning, little distress about his situation. Distress, very worried, right? Okay. and moves through words unevenly saying, and a man hears a goodbye. Go through this. Now I'm going to move into the next stanza. I wish you strength to bring you pride and a love to keep you clean, and I wish you luck come Lamennus tide at a racing on the green. Lamennus tide is a festival, right? Celebrated, harvesting, just like harvesting festival, something, right? I think other vocabularies are familiar to you. Pride is a noun format, proud. Proud, in the noun format, is pride, okay? I wish you strength and bring you pride and a love to keep you clean. He wish him. What is he wishing? A love to keep you clean. Your love also be a clean, pure love. That is why we say, our interpretation, he is, right? Interpretate this idea from this line, right? Some of the critics interpret, have understand that it's a triangle love, right? The writer, Maurice, and a girl. That is why it's a, because he wish him, love keep you clean. Always you have a clean love, good, right? Pure love, right? You should have a faith. That is why we have to interpret it. These lines are prominent. I wish you, he wish him. You have a clean love. And I wish you luck come Lamstide at racing on the green. So he wish him for the future life of his friend Terence or somewhere. You, right? You, the pronoun, refer to whom? You refer to whom? The pronoun who? You refer Terence, his friend. Is it okay? Now I will give some ideas. You just go through that. Here, see, this is likely a reference romantic love or perhaps a passion. Passion in life is actually is a romantic life. Romantic means love affairs between two brothers and a girl. That is why we call it triangular love. Triangle mean, right? You know the shape. So, because of the dispute, he committed a fratricide. Fratricide mean, already I told that, he killed his brother because of the love affairs. So, this is the interpretation of this stanza. Now, the tone of the poet has been changed in this stanza. Why? Now she started to wish him. Have you understand that? Then what is the tone of the poet in this stanza? Always he worried about that, my bloody hands, all the other stanzas, he worried about himself. But here, tone is something different. What is the tone?
Sad.
No, very confident. Now he got confident. Have got it? These are the questions you have in the first part question they ask it. Don't memorize it anything, right? There are so many interpretations are there, but you should read it and get some ideas. Then they ask that, what is the attitude of the writer? What is the tone of the writer? In the first part questions are like that. Right here, I wish, when you wish him the others, if you are very confident only, you can wish the others. If you are inconfident, you won't wish them. Is it okay? Right. This is the theme of this stanza. Here some his deed now. It is clear the speaker wants nothing, the positive future is friend. Right? He said, okay, now I move into the last stanza. Long for me, the rick will wait. And long will wait the fold. And long will stand empty plate. Dinner will be cold. This is also about what is the technique? All the stanzas. Flash forward, hitting it. We also sometimes think it. Today, in the right, is my lunch. What will be? Chicken or mutton? We think it like that. There's forward. Here, long for me, rick. What do you mean by rick? Rick means here, stack of hay is going to wait. Agriculture, once again, the dictions, rick. Fold, the cattle, keep it in a group is called fold. The cattle, sheep or something, right? They keep it in a group is called fold. They are waiting, they are using the diction. What are the diction? Agriculture, all are related to the agriculture society. And long will stand, the empty plate, dinner will be cold. So, the dinner will be cold, the term cold. Vocabulary cold means negative. In the right? Hate. Those normally, right? Actually the cold, if you have done a murder, the foreign culture, they say cold. They don't like a cold because the country, they were so affected by the cold. So they say cold murder, hold-handed. Hold mean, right? So the dinner will be hold. Simply he say, dinner won't be good, right? I can't eat it. So here once again, flash forward, idea has been brought it. I ask you now, what is the last tone of the last stanza? Once again, the poet bring out very pathetic tone. What is the idea he brought it? Now he brought it the pathetic. Once again, right? Okay, these are the idea of this, the poem. Right? Now, I move into some themes. There are so many, right? Theme mean main idea. Conflict leaves guilt, regret, destruction in life. Murder, conflict mean it leads to a murder, leaves after the murder, after the conflict. What are the things? Guilt, regret, destruction in life, right? A single conflict, then another idea, a single conflict affects the whole family. Is a conflict affect the whole family? This is another idea, right? Techniques. What are the techniques used in the poem? Repetition. You give an example. What are the lines are repetition? Visual imagery. He has bring out that imagery. What are the visual imagery? Right? Visual means, right? Idea brought it. The knives are, where is a knife? The dead body is there. That type of, right? These are the idea he brought it. The visual image. Right? Here is bloody hand to shake. That's the, right? There's some, my knife is in his side, Maurice among the hay lies still. These two lines, right? Visual. They bring the scene about that. Rhyming pattern. What is the rhyming pattern here? Just see it. The one stanza. A rhyming pattern. If you go to the rhyming pattern, for example, the rhyming pattern. Right? Tree, show, A, A. Me, more, A, B, A, B. A, B, B. Right? This is the rhyming pattern here. Next stanza. Hill, C, C. Right? Hill, sorry. Hill, still, CD, CD. This type of pattern, rhyming patterns are going on like this. Okay? The rhyming pattern, this is called the rhyming patterns. Now, the final part, right? Okay, rhyming pattern, ballad form, already I explained that in the, right? Narration, conversation pattern, the style, simple diction, vocabularies are very simple. These are the ideas, techniques used in the poem. Okay? Next one, activity. Now I explain all and each. Please note this question quickly. What is the tone of first, second, third, fourth and fifth stanza? Differently you have to mention. Okay? Second question, changes completely in the fifth stanza. The tone is changed. I already explained that. How and why? Why is it changed? How is the tone changed? You have to discuss, you have to elaborate the idea. The tone, right, has been changed in the fifth stanza. How is changed? Why is it changed? You have to explain that, right? Next. Explain the words. She had 2 sons at the rising day. Tonight she will be alone. In your own words, you are going to talk about that. What is the idea? Main idea is brought it there. The fourth one, why does the poet repeat the phrase, bloody hands, my bloody hands and I? Right. Right? So why? Why? The reason. Already I explained that, you get it. How does the poet state the conflict in the poem? How he stated the idea conflict. Sixth one, describe the character of the narrator. What type of character? You have to describe that. Get some adjectives. And last question, what are the features of the ballad? How far does the poet keep the features of a ballad? So this is an essay type question in the literature. This is an essay type question appeared in your paper. So you have to find out. Already I explained these questions. So write your answers in your exercise book. Okay. Thank you very much. I think have you got some ideas from this poem? Thank you very much. Bye.
Sir.
Thank you. Bye.